walks the lonely streets of London when the fog hangs heavy like a shroud? What secrets lie buried beneath its murky veil, waiting to be unearthed? When the city holds its breath, hiding in fear of what lurks within the mist, where will you find safety? And why do whispers tell of a specter that thrives in the darkness? Tonight, we unravel a tale steeped in fear, mystery, and the unexplainable. This is the Specter of the London Fog. Stay with us, for once you begin this journey, there's no turning back. It started on a cold November night as Londoners went about their routines. The fog came swiftly, swallowing the streets whole. It was no ordinary mist. It was alive, pulsating, and cold to the touch. They said it felt as though it breathed against your skin, and with it came whispers and shadows. The locals had always spoken of the fog's curse, a tale as old as the cobblestones. They spoke of a figure, a specter. No one agreed on its appearance, but all swore it was drawn to fear. If you ventured into the fog unprotected, it found you. It wasn't just death that awaited, it was something worse. Eleanor Carter was no stranger to London's darkest corners. A journalist hungry for the truth, she had made her name uncovering mysteries others feared. But the fog, and the specter that came with it, was a story even she hesitated to chase. The first clue came in the form of an old map marked with peculiar symbols. The librarian warned Eleanor of cursed sights, but her curiosity outweighed her caution. "The fog doesn't just drift," the librarian whispered. "It has a purpose." Her investigation led her to an abandoned alley, one of the marks on the map. The fog thickened unnaturally as she approached, and with it came an eerie silence. Then the whispers began, low, guttural murmurs that seemed to call her name. He called himself Thomas, a man once full of life, now reduced to a trembling shadow. "The fog took him," he said, his voice breaking. "It doesn't take everyone. Only those who see it for what it really is." She didn't believe it at first, but the fog spoke to her, not in words, but in memories and fears. It pressed against her thoughts, drawing her deeper into its grasp. Eleanor knew she wasn't alone anymore. The map led her to a graveyard no one spoke of, a place untouched by time. On one tombstone she found the symbol, a spiral etched in blood-red stone. Beneath it, an inscription, "Beware what the fog reveals." She saw it, or thought she did, a figure in the fog. It wasn't human, yet it moved like one. Her lantern flickered and died, and she felt its presence closing in. The specter had found her. Fear coursed through her veins as she ran, the whispers now a deafening chorus. She could feel the fog reaching for her, its icy tendrils brushing against her coat. Eleanor had never been so close to death, and something worse. James was the only one who believed Eleanor's stories. "This fog isn't natural," he said, his eyes darting to the window. "It's tied to something older than London itself, something we shouldn't disturb. Leave it alone, Eleanor. Walk away before it's too late." But walking away was never her style. Someone or something had been in her home. They'd taken everything she'd gathered, leaving only questions in their wake. But Eleanor wasn't deterred. She knew the specter wouldn't let her stop, even if she wanted to. The chapel felt alive, its walls breathing with an unseen force. On the altar, symbols she couldn't decipher glowed faintly. As she reached out to touch them, she felt the fog swirl around her, seeping through cracks in the walls. The specter was near. For the first time, Eleanor saw it, the specter. It was neither ghost nor man, but something older. Its voice echoed in her mind. "You sought the truth. Now you will see it." She felt its presence pierce her thoughts, unraveling her deepest fears. The fog showed her its memories, centuries of pain and suffering. The specter had always been there, lurking in London's shadows, feeding on the fear of its people. It wasn't just a curse, it was a part of the city itself. The medallion was her only hope. Inscribed with the same symbols as the map, it seemed to repel the fog, if only barely. Eleanor realized the Specter could be fought, but it would demand everything she had. With the medallion in hand, Eleanor turned to the few she trusted. Together, they deciphered the symbols. It was a binding spell, designed to trap the Specter once more. But the ritual required a sacrifice, something the fog craved above all else. "You cannot win," it warned, its hollow gaze locking with hers. "The fog is eternal, as am I. Fight, and you will only join the countless souls I have claimed." But Eleanor knew the Specter lied. It thrived on fear, and she refused to give it hers. The ritual began, and with it came the full fury of the Specter. The fog lashed out, trying to snuff out their light. Eleanor stood firm, reciting the ancient incantation as the medallion glowed brighter. It was a battle of wills, light against shadow, hope against despair. When the final words of the spell were spoken, the Specter dissolved into the light. The fog lifted, revealing a city reborn. Eleanor stood in the sunlight, weary but victorious. The Specter was gone, for now. But as she walked away, she couldn't shake the feeling that it was watching, waiting for the day it would return. London was free, but its secrets remained. Eleanor knew the fog might return one day, and when it did, she'd be ready to face it once more. If you're visiting our channel for the first time, we warmly invite you to subscribe. Your subscription encourages us to deliver even better content and helps us grow as a community. We value your input, so please share your thoughts in the comments about the stories you'd like to see next. Join our community and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like and share as well. Your engagement is what drives us to create the best experiences for you.